This man saying that locking up criminals is unholy. It is such a demonic spirit that has kind of taken over the ultra left.
We cannot incarcerate our way out of violence. We've already tried that. And we've ended up with the largest prison population in the world without solving the problems of crime and violence. The addiction on jails and incarceration in this country, we have moved past that. It is racist, it is immoral, it is unholy, and it is not the way to drive violence down.
All the crime that took place last night, the night before, the woman with the burning, they burned the woman. To be talking about that now, they burned this beautiful woman riding in a train. A man was arrested 72 times. 72 times, think of that. And they'll let him out again. The liberal judges will let him out again. But we're ready to go. You know, we've been moving toward Chicago. We have a governor that thinks it's wonderful that only like 7 people were killed this week. But
President Trump is telling the truth. But they demonize President Trump and they put up on a pedestal people like Mayor Brandon Johnson, our mayor here in Baltimore City, Brandon Scott, over in California. I mean, the list goes on. But folks, this is why we're highlighting this tonight. This is the Democrat playbook. You know, they'd rather let residents get victimized than enforce the law. Okay? This is it, plain and simple.
You know, when you think about this man saying that locking up criminals is unholy.
And racist. He said it was racist.
Well, we didn't even go to the racist thing because we know he's race baiting and so do they. But when you say it's unholy, even in the Bible, there's penalty for crime.
Right.
So where is it unholy? Is it unholy because your poll numbers are dropping? Is that what makes it unholy? Is it unholy because you just had a pregnant mother violently assaulted by elementary school children in your city? And the best you could do is say, well, we're going to hold them accountable. Well, what the hell does that mean? Because they jumped another child the next day. Where does that accountability come from? So the problems are much bigger, the social problems we have to solve. But what we're seeing is these are politicians politicking. Like everybody else on the Democrat side, they're all jockeying for position. Who's going to be the top dog? Who's going to be the new hot thing? And they're saying things that are more and more outlandish every time somebody sticks a microphone in their face. Every single time. At some point, these people are going to have to get right, and before it's too late, because this party is circling the drain. Do you hear me? Floating around like a turd in a toilet. They are in terrible shape. If this keeps up, I'm going to be surprised if we don't clean sweep them come the midterms.
Well, I hope so. Because Shelley, this soft on crime ideology is destroying the very communities Democrats claim to represent. But the crazy thing about it is, this is them. This is their playbook. This is their agenda. And it hasn't changed now for decades. Actually, it's gotten worse. They're doubling down on this moral cowardice. But are people waking up to it?
I would like to think so. Many more people are. Not enough, not soon enough. And let me say this. I think Brandon Johnson, again, give I guess a shout out, if you will. I don't know if that's the right word, to Baltimore, because our former prosecutor, Marilyn Mosby, and our current mayor, Brandon Scott, they uttered the same words. We can't jail ourselves out of crime, or whatever the saying goes. They uttered the same thing. So again, Baltimore on the forefront of passing along cultural and political foolishness that only get people murdered and put away under the ground, 6 feet under, things like that. Interestingly enough, again, these policies, let me repeat my alliteration. Progressive policies pulverize the people they purport to protect. That's what they do. That's what they do every time. Brandon Johnson, he doesn't give one iota about the victims. He failed to mention that although these Black people are in jail, well, they were perpetrators of crime. And guess who most of their victims were? They look just like them. So these Black people that you claim to care about, no, many of your Black perpetrators have Black victims, like that mom, okay, who was beating her and her children. So Brandon Johnson he's one of the worst types, I think, because he stands there he's like an Al Sharpton kind of with the race and the, the prison, all these terms that are so they're catchy, they're emotional, but they get people murdered. They get people 6 feet under well before their time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when Black mayors refuse to enforce the law, Black neighborhoods suffer the highest crime rates.
Mhm.
And that is what these policies do. These pandering policies hurt the Black community the most. But I'll tell you one Black man that's said enough, Byron Donalds. Byron
Mhm.
Donalds is running for governor of Florida. He's been a vocal critic of these policies, and he's
Absolutely.
out today talking about how this shooting in DC is due to Democrat rhetoric. And I want to bring him up on here so you guys can see exactly what he said. Take a look.
What I'm thinking is a couple of things. First, these members of Congress with their stupid ass video, they're putting our military men and women in harm's way. That's number one. Number two, now that we're finding out that this shooter is an Afghani national that came in during in the year 2021. Well, gee, what happened in 2021? Oh, yes, it was the botched withdrawal of Afghanistan from Joe Biden, one of the very worst geopolitical and military decisions by the former president of the United States. We knew at the time that there were Afghan nationals who were coming into the United States that were not being properly vetted. We were being told, just get people to the United States as quickly as possible. And then the Biden team would do the necessary work of vetting everybody. And even at that time, none of us believed that on Capitol Hill. So now, 4 years later, we have an Afghan national in the streets of Washington, D.C., who decided to shoot to kill. Let's be clear, shoot to kill 2 of our National Guardsmen from the state of West Virginia. This is disgusting. And it says Democrat fingerprints all over it. And look, I understand Rob O'Neill. I thank him for his service. He did more than most Americans ever have done for this nation. But I'm going to be very clear. This is Democrat fingerprints all over it. Because in 2021, Joe Biden, Alyssa Slotkin, Mark Kelly, and the rest of those Democrats, they had no problem, whether it was Afghanis coming in recklessly without proper vetting, or people from 184 different countries coming into the United States at will with no checks, no desire to vet, and doing nothing to secure this nation. And now 2 of our National Guardsmen are fighting for their life as a result.
All right. Now, let me say this. If you are a Democrat, I generally don't like to speak in identity politics as far as race, but I know Democrats and the left, they vote by color. Okay. They vote by color. And so I'm letting you know, if you're the type that you only vote by color, you need to vote for him. You need to vote for that Black man, Byron Donalds. If you have to only vote for colored people, Black people, if that's how you live your life, vote for that man, because he actually has your best interest at heart. He has your best interests and also American interests at heart, okay? Not these idiot mayors that push these identity politics, Black this, Black that, and then don't want to secure our neighborhoods, our communities, don't want economic development in our communities. They want government run, government God. This man has your best interest at heart. You dummies. Ugh.
Listen, Byron's a stand-up kind of guy. And one of the things I think is most remarkable about him is that he didn't have the easiest life.
Right?
Like some of these Black Democrats, they have been elitist since they were children, private schools, the best of everything. So they're not necessarily who they purport to be when you see them, shilling for the camera.
Right.
It is remarkable, using Jasmine Crockett as an example, to take a look at her upbringing and all of the opportunities and privileges that she was afforded, to see her clowning for the camera now. It really is a waste of her parents' money. They wasted a bunch of money on that education. They really and truly did. Here's Byron, self-made guy, happily married, great children. He absolutely adores the state of Florida. We couldn't get him to move if he wanted to, right?
Wait a minute, Nicole. Wait a minute. Look at this. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this comment.
Where?
I wish Byron had an African-American wife, though. Seems shady to me. What does that have to do? You got these Democrats married to blue Black women, and their policies are killing us. What are you talking about? Tiggy Cam? Are you serious? Are you really serious?
Unfortunately, they are.
To me.
What's so funny is that what they don't understand is some of the biggest popular Democrat Congress people are married to white folks. Love is love, folks. Listen, Erica Donalds is tremendous. She's a tremendous human being. Pink, purple, polka dot, Listen, if this woman had a furry back and a mustache, he would have still married her. They are two peas in the pod, peanut butter and jelly, ebony and ivory, call it what you will, but call it successful is who it is. This woman, Erica, started charter school because her children weren't learning appropriately in public school. So she built schools for that type of child who learns that type of way. She's an accountant by trade. She's not an educator. This is what we talk about when we say couples that get together and work in the community, live in the community, and build the community. The perfect person to run for governor. Unlike here in Maryland, where we imported a governor. We imported somebody who really didn't have the bona fides to run the state. So we're upside down another couple, 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 billion. And it's just going to get worse because, as he says, he doesn't give an F on national television, and it shows. But here's Byron, stand-up guy. Again, he loves Florida, and he doesn't just love conservative Florida. He loves all of Florida. One of his first campaign videos where there were some alphabet mafia people, probably the best way to put that, who were trying to protest his announcement. He said, listen, I'm going to be your governor too, so we need to find some common ground. She said, you'll never be my governor. He said, watch and wait. I got you. He's way ahead in the polls. Byron is going to do great things for the state of Florida, and I look forward to him coming back to national politics, maybe taking a seat somewhere in the vicinity of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
You know what? Those people, Nicole, that was nice and everything. And KJ, you're right. Those people, like I think it was Tiggy Cam. It's funny because you can have mayors like our mayor, Brandon Scott. Marilyn Mosby was married to a black man. Wes Moore is married to a black woman. But these people don't do anything. They wanted to do this to the black community and the communities at large because all they want to do is enrich themselves. Al Sharpton, as far as I don't know if he still is married. He was married to a black woman. But you know, what do they do? So their argument is just so specious. It's only race-based, or I like to say ethnic-based, because there's only one race, the human race. They only go by skin color. It's BS because they can't really name these figurative or people in their mind, these powerful black couples that do so much for the black community. Most of them get the hell out as soon as they can.
Yeah.
So you think of Bob Johnson and Sylvia, right? I mean, the super power couple. They were married for a very long time. It doesn't really matter that they were black people, but they had a tremendous impact on politics and the communities at large. So skin color is no definer of how you impact your community. It really is.
Nope. Not at all. Not at all. And if you feel that you are only voting for people because of who they're married to, that they're married to a black person, or and these people that are married to black people, their policies are trash, then you are what we have been talking about. You idolize race. You have a very big problem. You have an issue, and you're sheep. You are sheep because this is how you are being played. The Democrat Party is using you. They use black pain as a political shield and then offer symbolic nonsense like hair protections instead of tackling root causes. Okay, so you go on and keep voting for these people because based off of how kinky the woman that they're married to hair is, how black her skin is. You know, you keep on doing that, and our communities will continue to fail. All right. Because these Democrats aren't solving anything. They're managing emotions, not realities. And this is exactly why American cities are collapsing under their leadership. And they've been doing it for decades. Take a look at this. This is clip 3.
Corporations came forward and said, we're going to do diversity. We're going to do this because race needs to be dealt with. And for Donald Trump to be able to cancel a commitment they made is an outright affront to the black community, brown community, LGBTQ, and gay community, and women that they committed to. So that is why we will stand with those that stand with us. Costco's immediate...
This is a celebration of is that everyday people in the community stood up and they wanted a say in what was happening in their own backyard. You know, it's not the community's fault that the moment they said, hey, what are the details of this? Where are the benefits coming from? Can we secure more? You know, they came to the negotiating table, and Amazon said, we're not going to negotiate anything, we're just going to leave.
What's up, guys? This is McDonald's first automated restaurant with no workers, and I'm going to show you how it works. So when you walk in, there's no one working at the counter, and you order whatever you want on the screen. Sometimes they have these robots going around bringing your food to you, and if you want to go through the drive-thru, you just order ahead online. Then just pull up to this special lane in the drive-thru, and this is how they deliver the food to you. So what do you guys think? Do you like this new system or no?
Yep. That's what the Democrats bring to you.
Hmm.
That was what we were talking. So you saw Al Sharpton out there protesting DEI. We know DEI doesn't even it didn't really even assist black people. It assisted white women. Okay, but he's out here protesting for DEI. You got AOC. She ran her squeaky mouth so much. The Amazon's decided not to put a location in her district. Lost thousands of jobs.
Mhm.
Now you see him putting up McDonald's, and then the same ones, Democrats advocating for higher minimum wage. Now you see these robots everywhere. Now you see the robots everywhere.
Absolutely.
You have to check your own self out. $25 an hour. I'm not paying you $25 an hour to check out stuff when I can just put the register there and have people check out their own selves. You know,
Absolutely.
and I guarantee you, I'm willing to bet you money that the ice cream machine works at the robot McDonald's.
Absolutely. I did some quick
Guarantee you
math,
that.
right? I did some quick math on just an Amazon job, just based off of I guess today's rates, but I'm just going to use that for illustrative purposes. At $20 an hour for a 40-hour a work week is about $800 a week, right? That's $3,200 a month, about $40,000 a year. So from 2019 to 2025, right? You would have had someone working, making about 40, let's say 40 to 45,000, because you probably want to add in inflation, all that stuff. 40 to 45,000 in an entry-level job. Amazon pays some benefits, some types of insurance and things like that. I don't know how much, but look how much market capital has been lost from that community in New York. 25,000. So multiply 25,000 times about 40,000 and look at the impact that was lost thanks to that woman, because Amazon just wasn't good enough for her, or it wasn't good enough for her. So therefore it wasn't good enough for at least 25,000 people in her community.
You know,
That's what
they're all,
matters. That's what really matters.
they're all waiting for what's his name? Zamdammit? Zamdammit to give them free things. There's a great reel going around Instagram right now of two guys going into stores and just taking things.
Oh, yeah.
And the shopkeeper's going, wait, what you doing? Oh no, the new mayor said everything's free. Right? These
Wow.
groceries are free. And they're like, no, it ain't. I didn't vote for him. I didn't vote for that. Oh yeah, you voted for it. And it's coming. It is coming.
We are not done yet. As you all come in, please hit that like button. It helps to get this video out in front of a wider audience, and we appreciate the support. If you're new to this channel, what we do is we Derek Chauvin the Democrats, folks. And if you don't know what that means, that is PNP vocabulary, pop and politics vocabulary. It means we keep our knees on their necks. Okay. So we Derek Chauvin these Democrats. And so we just went through talking about how their agenda is pandering. They don't have any real solutions.